Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another WWE Reddit video. This is the series where you can submit your photos, videos, memes, questions, or anything related to the world of professional wrestling over on the Santi videos Reddit page. So if you'd like to be featured in next week's WWE Reddit video, make sure that you send your submissions to that Reddit page. I'll put the link to it in the description for you. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I know that you're gonna fall in love with his YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if you want even more daily wrestling content, don't forget the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZab. We have so many more videos that go up on Patreon that never get uploaded to YouTube. So go check it out. I think that you're going to like it. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's start the video. Look at you now, Jake. Look at you now. It's going to be Mike Line rules, Mama Paul. I mean, I guess there are some similarities here. You know, you got the guy that's the face of the sport in Cody Rhodes and Jake Paul. Whether you want to admit it or not, Jake Paul kind of is the face of boxing right now. And then the returning vet trying to get his piece back, and Mike Tyson and The Rock. The big difference is that Mike Tyson just didn't have it, dog. Mike Tyson should not have been in that ring in any way, shape, or form. Frankly, I believe that Jake Paul could have knocked out Mike Tyson by round 5 and just chose not to out of pity, because Mike Tyson genuinely looked like an elderly man. Why? Because he was an elderly man. I think it's time for Jake Paul to fight somebody that doesn't qualify for Social Security at this point. I think that's a fair ask. But let's not compare, you know, The Rock, who went 50 plus minutes with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40 with what we saw from Mike Tyson, because man, it was sad to see Iron Mike like that. The only thing that Mike Tyson was able to knock out that night was apparently the Netflix servers, because dear Lord, it was unwatchable. That whole night, it has me genuinely concerned for WWE on Netflix, at least a little bit. Name the WWE equivalent to Paul and Tyson. I'll go first. All right, so Paul and Tyson, admittedly, terrible boxing bout. So I can only imagine what kind of terrible garbage WWE matches you're going to compare this to. Let's say, ooh, that's a good one. I think you're actually hitting it on the head. Most people are saying like DX versus Brothers of Destruction. I think that this is probably more accurate. The face of boxing that nobody wants to be the face of boxing in Jake Paul. That being Roman Reigns, at the time, the face of the WWE, the guy that nobody wanted to be the face of the WWE, versus the returning old dude that just couldn't go anymore, The Undertaker, Mike Tyson. This is a great comparison, actually. OMG, Tiffy acknowledges Santi? Oh my God. Bro, this AI photo of me oiled up is so stupid.
Oh, I know him. Do I know him? Does he oil up?
Dude, I love and hate this community all at the same time somehow. The dream matches that can't happen anymore. Yeah, I would say that Brock Lesnar versus Batista is definitely out the window. I'm sure it had to have happened at some point in OVW. They were part of the OVW 4. I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure some wrestling historian savant will tell us in the comment section of this video, but as prime megastars, yeah, can't happen anymore. Batista's pretty much entirely done with wrestling. Yeah, this can't happen anymore. They're both retired. It should have happened. It should have happened. I'm not convinced that this can't happen anymore. Like, I know Ronda Rousey says she's done with wrestling, but like, she's still young enough where she could absolutely make a comeback. I don't know that people want her to come back, but she absolutely still could. Yeah, this would have been cool. I mean, we got The Fiend versus Finn Balor, but we never got to pull out the Demon against Bray. Okay, this is a stretch that this is a dream match, but I mean, I like both of these guys, but this is a stretch. This is a stretch, and it could still happen. Barrett could still come back to the WWE. Roman Reigns' first entrance on Netflix will be like, acknowledge your tribal pixel. Oh man, dude. Look, I don't think that Netflix and WWE are going to be as bad as Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Like, it can't be. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson drew over 100 million people. But it still generated a little bit of doubt amongst wrestling fans when there was just nothing but optimism when it came to WWE on Netflix. There's a tiny little bit of doubt at Netflix's ability at being able to broadcast WWE, because it's not as if they've only struggled with something huge like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. They weren't able to do very well the roast of Tom Brady. And they also struggled with the series finale of Love is Blind. So they've got some kinks to work out for sure. Which was worse? All right, so the end of the streak or Roman versus The Undertaker? Look, in terms of like what was worse, it's just this. Like, I think, believe it or not, I think that this match is worse than Roman versus versus The Undertaker in terms of quality, and obviously the outcome of the streak ending here. Like this is worse. Who would win in this promo battle? All right, so we got Rhea Ripley. She's good versus dude, I'm sorry. And I know that people are going to clip this out of context. It's going to get posted on Twitter. The Rhea accounts are going to get mad at me. All right. But Zelina Vega would mop the fucking floor with Rhea Ripley on the mic. Not only Rhea Ripley, but like the entirety of the women's division. Zelina Vega is a demon on the microphone. She just doesn't get the microphone enough anymore, but she's an absolute demon. Alexa Bliss is up there. I think both Alexa Bliss and Zelina Vega would trounce Rhea Ripley on the mic, but out of these three, I still think it's Zelina Vega. This feud will feed generations. Breaking, Jake Paul has challenged Ric Flair, age 75, to a boxing match after beating Mike Tyson, age 58. I mean, it only makes sense. I mean, you go from one champion to the other, and it just gets more difficult, right? Because the older you are, the wiser, more skilled that you are in this sport. Okay, for real. Jake, fight a boxer. Missing wise man. Where are you? All right, well, I'm stopping it so I don't get hit with copyright, all right? Yeah, where the hell's the wise man? I like that he's on a milk carton. He is missing. But maybe he just doesn't want to be found. I mean, last time the dude was on WWE, he got pummeled through a table. All right, I won't want to be found either. Am I the only one who sees the resemblance? Okay, so you got Becky Lynch plus Kairi Sane. I don't think so. Equals Julia. Oh my God. Oh, dude, yes, I see it. I 100% see it. Hot take. This episode of Raw is more hype than the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. Yeah, the first Raw on Netflix is going to be huge. They're going to go all out. It's going to feel borderline like a little mini WrestleMania with the people that they're going to have on that show. I wouldn't be surprised if they have guest appearances, celebrities. Wouldn't be surprised if they have legends coming back. It's going to be an event. Like, you have to tune in. And I think that it's got the potential to do like 15 million people for this very first episode. This could end up being the most viewed live episode of Monday Night Raw since the Attitude Era. I'm personally excited for not just Raw, but all of WWE to be on Netflix. As a Canadian, we're stuck right now with an app called Sportsnet to watch WWE legally, and it is a mess. I despise Sportsnet, so I'm excited to move over to Netflix, but then all of the hiccups that it had during the Logan Paul and Mike Tyson fight definitely created a little bit of uncertainty and doubt, but I'm sure they're going to be fine. This first episode is going to be huge. You cannot miss it. I'm sounding like an ad for WWE. You can miss it if you want to. I don't give a shit. Not sure if Gunther is hinting at a future feud with CM Punk or if he's just a big fan of Punk's entrance music. Oh yeah, I know this moment. I mean, to be fair, who isn't a fan of Punk's music?
Schau mir in die Augen. Look into my eyes. What do you see?
I'm definitely going to get hit with copyright. We'll see. New Netflix Raw logo. Yeah, I mean, this was the epitome of Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. So, I mean, look, we have all of WWE programming. So long as this doesn't happen like during Royal Rumble entrances or the WrestleMania main event, I'm fine. But again, look, this is all happening because of the Paul and Tyson fight. It's created a lot of concern, but I really genuinely think that WWE and Netflix is going to be fine. Tama Tonga every time he's on screen. Sure, I guess that's accurate. I guess he's a gremlin. For those that are maybe too young, that's what's called a gremlin. I'm uncomfortable. I always love when clips of me out of context get sent in. What did I say this time?
Segment. I think that segment is, oh God, what kind of underwear are you wearing?
I'm not wearing any. You know what? I stand by this statement. Dashing Rhea Ripley. Hey, look, I love the mask, and the fact that she has that little like headbutt that she does, it works even better because now she can use it as a weapon. I did think that it's a little bit bizarre that they wrote her off in the first place just to have her come back 2 weeks later all triumphantly, but then have her triumphant return happen at a pre-taped episode of Monday Night Raw. It just seemed a little bit odd. It's cool that Rhea Ripley's back. It makes sense somewhat for her to be on this team because then she gets to be opposite of Liv Morgan and beat the piss out of Liv Morgan. but it did feel like they just didn't need to write her off in the first place. They could have honestly benefited from having her be part of the story in the build up to War Games so that this match doesn't feel so random. POV, my brain during Pure Fusion Collective segments. When the duck walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man running the stand, bom, 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 got any grapes? Nice. So if you don't know the duck song, you're missing out. But I do this to do audio checks because the duck song has a lot of pop, so it lets you know whether your microphone is buggy or not. But yeah, there you go. You have footage of me singing the duck song. Then he waddled away, waddle waddle, till the very next day. Oh, this is gonna be glass breaking and Austin appearing. It happens every friggin' week. Damn it. Damn, dude. MJF versus 10-year-olds.
If you were in an open field with an aluminum baseball bat, how many 10-year-olds with bike helmets could you take down before the dude? An infinite amount. And my aim is so precise and immaculate.
Do you think you would at some point, like the morality of just pummeling kids with that?
Oh no, I'd be laughing the whole way through.
That's about as MJF a clip as it gets. It is a good question, though. I feel like I could go for a while as well, bashing on the 10-year-old kids with the baseball bat. I feel like I could. That's what happens when you use real glass. Oh my God! What? Yo, with a tombstone? Oh my God.
No, that's even worse.
That, folks, was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively over on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week, we're going to be looking at the wild supermarket brawl between Booker T and Stone Cold Steve Austin. We have a match for the TNA World title between AJ Styles and Bully Ray. We're looking at the carnage that was King of the Ring 2001 between Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle. We're once again going to Japan, watching Io Sky take on Utami in Marigold in 2024. And we're wrapping up the week with the instant classic that was Walter versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK title. You're going to be getting these watch-alongs alongside the Undertaker Streak watch-along, the Royal Rumble watch-along, the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, and the Wrestling is Cool podcast 3 days earlier than everywhere else. We've also just launched a Patreon exclusive Discord page where this week we're going to be watching Ready to Rumble together as a community. So if you want to get access to all of this, which is all content that can never appear on YouTube, go over to patreon.com/SantiZap. Head on over there, give it 1 month. I'm confident that you're going to fall in love with it because not only do you get so much more content that never appears on YouTube, but it's a really tight community over there as well of wrestling fans. I'll put the link in the description for you as well as the link in the pinned comment. Just come on by. That's it, folks. If you're a patron, thank you for your support. Let's get back to the video. The resemblance is uncanny. Dude, it genuinely and truly is. He is morphing himself into Bray Wyatt, a young Bray Wyatt. It gave me chills just how much he sounds like him, how much he looks like him, his mannerisms. I firmly believe this is what he should look like when he wrestles. I think he should do away with the mask and the white dreads. This is what he should look like because this is what I want to see. Who should win? All right, so this is the bracket for the Women's United States Championship tournament. And not a single person from Monday Night Raw, which, does tell me that we're likely going to get an Intercontinental Championship down the line for Monday Night Raw. When I look at this bracket, I am so nervous for Chelsea Green, having to go through a gauntlet of having to beat Bianca Belair and Bayley, who's already qualified here. That's a tough side of the bracket. I still think that Bianca Belair gets screwed over by, the opponents that she has at War Games. Chelsea Green somehow weasels her way into the final here. I'm going with Chelsea Green, but this is a way more difficult side of the bracket for sure. In terms of the women's roster right now, I wouldn't say that Raw is entirely bad compared to NXT and SmackDown. The Raw women's division just doesn't hold a candle to what's going on SmackDown or NXT, both in terms of storylines and in terms of actual talent, in my opinion. But part of the problem is that Raw just hasn't showcased the women very well because they've spent months and months and months pretty much exclusively showcasing and giving all of the interesting plot threads to Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan that it's gotten to the point where people like Lyra and everyone else are just sort of going by the wayside. And now they're having to reintroduce these women with vignettes like they did with Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw. But you know, after a couple of weeks, dude, I think that this could all be a monstrous three-headed dragon. Three-headed Hydra? This is a Hydra, right? Yeah, I know my mythology. What is this, Greek mythology? I know I killed one of these things in God of War at some point. Santi, acknowledge this man already. He needs to finish his story. Day 229 of asking you to rank every superstar based off of pure in-ring ability. Oh, I know. And I see him. I see him every single video, and I want you to keep going. I want you to not stop. I need you to get to at least 2025 before I truly consider you as worthy of being able to finish your story. But if you miss one video, I'm done. It's over. How would you react if this was announced? I'm assuming you mean the video game, right? Not like a future Survivor Series being just SmackDown versus Raw. If it's the video game, I'm so down. I'm so bored and tired of the 2K formula. I would love for them to change it up somehow, and this would be great. Who should Roxanne Perez face a Stand and Deliver 2025? I mean, it depends. If she has the title, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a triple threat between her, Julia, and Stephanie Vaquer. If she doesn't have the title, then I don't know who you could put her up against. Maybe Azaria. Maybe you revisit a match against Jordan Grace. There's a lot of great options here. Shinsuke leaving Blair Davenport, Apollo Crews, and Giovanni Vinci in catering. It's so good to have Nakamura back. Dude, I've been wondering where the hell this man is. I'm just glad that he's back. I'm glad that he's out of catering. I'm glad that they're actually showcasing him on TV. But he ain't gonna beat LA Knight for the title. I'm sorry to spoil that for you. Hot take, Shinsuke should win the title. I mean, I don't know if that's a hot take. I feel like he probably should, you know, with how much work Shinsuke has done over his career in the WWE. Like, you gotta give him something, but I don't think that they're going to. LA Knight is too popular, too hot. If anything, they're just gonna use LA Knight in beating Shinsuke Nakamura as a stepping stone for LA Knight. I just don't see Nakamura as an actual threat, because I've been down this path before where he seems like a threat and then he's not a threat and then he disappears. They're probably going to do that again, dude. Imagine if this happens.
Said anything about rumors.
Oh my God. Ah, yes, the classic cringy WWE fan edit bookings. I've seen plenty of these. Rhea Ripley really said, bro, it was like a medical marvel, coming back after 2 weeks after getting her freaking face bashed in with a bat, breaking her orbital bone. I thought that they wrote her off until like the Royal Rumble. I thought that this was their way to try and extend Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley to go all the way through to WrestleMania. And I guess not, because it's 2 weeks. I still genuinely don't understand the write-off. It made no sense. They should have had Rhea Ripley there the whole time to build legitimacy towards this women's War Games match. Solo Sikoa entrance featuring our tribal Santi. Oh, we're taking it off. All right, thank you for that. Oh man, the wrestling brain rot edits. They just fill my inbox, dude. What if the end of War Games, the Rock music hits and then Paul Heyman walks out with them? I could see it, but I also just have a hard time imagining this. I don't think that this is going to be the case, but it'd be pretty monumental if this were to happen. I'm not going to lie. I would pop for this, but I don't see it. Bro, hit an Ethan Page. Listen, if you guys are just going to keep calling me ugly Ethan Page, then I might as well lean into it, all right? Plus, Ethan Page is awesome, and his entrance theme is awesome. Ego. We gotta kill him with a smile. I don't know the lyrics. I just know that part. Is it just me, or does Candice feel out of place? No, because they didn't really do a great job of building this in the first place, so you can just sort of insert whoever you want into here, and it just makes as much sense for anybody else to be in here. On top of that, at the very least, Candice has been involved with Nia Jax and teaming up with them and trying to earn their trust. But more than anything, it's just to add the best available talent to War Games, because Women's War Games 2019, Candice LeRae, look at her. Like, she was incredible in that. This actually is now cinema. Bro, I love how Roman Reigns just sat there to end the episode like this is some sort of Mexican telenovela. Like, Dios mío, how could Paul Heyman block my number? Which, by the way, like, that doesn't mean a blocked number. Maybe he just doesn't have that number anymore. Okay. All right. I'm sure it'll play into it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do go into the whole Solo Sikoa broke my phone, so I had to get a new phone. I don't know, dude. Whatever. It was entertaining. I don't see any difference. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. Get the tables, bitch. These do not. I guess it kind of do look like Bubba Ray Dudley, huh? All right, folks, thank you so much for submitting in and playing along with this week's Reddit video. We'll see you in the next one. Get out of here.